About a week ago, Maria Montessori, a Utah charter school, announced parents could opt their kids out of Black History Month, saying parents could, and I quote, exercise their civil rights to not participate in Black History Month. Wow, Maria Montessori, gotta hand it to you. You can't spell stupid without you. Maybe some parents were just getting tired of awkward dinner conversations. So, Susie, what did you learn in school today? Well, we learned about the civil rights movement, and white people did some really bad... That's terrible, Susie. Did you know Martin Luther King cheated on his wife? Cheated? What does that mean? Nothing. You don't need to know about that either. So, the parents were probably like, let's just nip that in the bud. Hey, at least these days, kids can still learn a lot from the internet. Unless somehow they try to block that too. Rightfully, the school's stupid decision sparked a lot of backlash, including by Utah Jazz players Donovan Mitchell and Rudy Gobert. This is what Lex Scott, founder of Black Lives Matter Utah, had to say.
You can't opt out of Black history. Black history is American history.
Exactly. Black history is American history, and it should be taught all year round. All right, Utah. Tell you what. Why not throw out the month of February altogether? It's short, it's cold in most parts of the country, and after the Super Bowl, much more boring than the other 11. I think everybody will agree. And then somebody tweeted this: since when have families been given the right to opt out of school lessons? Okay, I appreciate your sentiment, but that's been happening for a long time. My parents pulled me out of sex ed, so I had to learn about plant asexual reproduction. Utah does allow parents to opt kids out from portions of lessons for religious reasons. Look, I get it. People may have religious reasons for not teaching sex ed in school, but then parents, you need to teach them at home. Like my parents. To this day, if I'm watching something with my parents and a kissing scene's about to come on, I reach for the remote. Don't get me started on Bridgerton. Jeez. But the Utah State Board of Education has said that no student can be waived from state social studies standards, which includes a focus on U.S. history, inequality, and race relations. Early Saturday last week, the NAACP called the school, and by the afternoon, the school had changed its mind. But the damage was done. No wonder systemic racism and microaggressions are still strongly prevalent in the country. The fact that it was even considered is the problem. And I'm a little disappointed in director Mika Hirokawa, who is of Japanese origin and should have known better. How would he feel if American history excluded Japanese internment camps? Actually, most schools don't teach about that either. So what's up with all this? Well, first, most social studies textbooks were written by members of the Daughters of the Confederacy, and Amber Ruffin explains it well.
The United Daughters joined school boards and formed lobbying groups to make textbooks more favorable to Confederates. And they got so powerful that textbook publishers had to get their approval before school boards agreed to purchase social studies books, ensuring that their version of history is the one that got taught in schools.
All schools, including private and charter schools, are accredited by the state, and state government decides on the minimum curriculum for accreditation. So guess which state voted on the school education bill just last week? Yep, Utah. Utah was in the news again for another stupid decision. Utah rejected a sex ed bill that would have required teaching consent in schools. Reasoning? Lawmakers feared that teaching consent would be teaching kids that it's okay to have sex before marriage. Trust me. No, really, trust me. Sex education is not just about sex. I had no idea why I profusely started bleeding one day. I literally thought I was going to die. And back then, we did not have Google. You know what Utah does require to be taught? Cursive writing. Utah really has its priorities straight. Or maybe parents really are trying to ban computers on the internet. Do you know your state's school accreditation requirements? If not, look them up online and you will be surprised. I know I was. If you don't like what you see, contact your state representatives and get them changed. And that's our mini musings of the week.